I was waiting to shine. My father taught me don't be soft, so now I'm taking what's mine. I define myself as ambitious, young, black, and gifted. Master P, my masterpiece. That mean I don't got no limits. Bout it, I doubt it. My homies know you ain't ratted. We break you down like a pound. I got it, don't pound to surround me. I'm corrupted, flow cold and it's rugged, bumpy. What is up? I'm ready for war. You got to love it like yeah, and it feel like yeah, all day like yeah, all night like yeah, whole squad like what? And it feel like yeah, all day like yeah, all night.
The NFL is on EA Sports as we come to you from Dignity Health Sports Park in Carson, California. Coming up, we've got a good matchup on tap between the Seattle Seahawks and our home team. Two former division rivals in the old AFC West, the Seahawks and Chargers, are underway. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take this one near the 25. At the 26-yard line.
The Chargers take over first and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Fit 180, 390, 54, Mike 54. You must be getting tired of seeing me. Watch twist. 12. Kill. Q. Kill. Jam.
They'll run. This is Melvin Gordon. Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28. Only a couple for him there on the game's first play, and it's second down. Gordon happy to be back in the fold after reporting to the Chargers on September 26. And, you know, the fan base is happy to have Melvin Gordon back as well. Week 5, his first game back, 12 carries, 31 yards. And he certainly figures to be the bell cow in that backfield for the Chargers going forward. He's got it to Williams.
That's a gain of 3. Now 3rd and 5.
Third play here, this opening drive as they're up against a 3rd and 5.
Let's go. Hey, easy. Bravo. All day, dog. Hey.
To throw is Rivers. And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds. So a big call there. That brings up 4th. 4th down, and on is Ty Long to punt. Back deep for the Seahawks, Tyler Lockett. Fights off the defender. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Good starting field position here for the Seahawks as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 37. This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson. And he'll be taken down, but not before. Gets into enemy territory.
He's across midfield to the 49-yard
We got
line.
this.
A gain of 14.
What?
First down,
Seahawks.
Seahawks.
49's a mic. Hey. Alert.
They'll throw on 1st down with Wilson. Eluding the pressure right. On the run, he'll let it go deep. Right sideline. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down.
What I loved about meeting with these coaches before the game is we didn't even have to ask any questions. They told us that they were going to be aggressive and push the ball downfield. They weren't successful on that play, but look for them to try it again later.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Wilson. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. DK Metcalf. 49 yards. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Myers connects on the PAT. And it's now a 7-0 game. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone. Well, we saw them there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
On 2nd down, they'll run with Gordon. Nifty move there on the run, but ultimately brought down at the 25. Making the stop that time, Bobby Wagner.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Ready! Block 11! 3 buzz. Buffalo one. Mike 5-5. Hey, Echo. 5-5.
Rivers from the gun on 3rd down. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. But that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
Yeah, first quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on 3rd down conversions to start this thing. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They have to be thrilled with that first drive. They got them the touchdown. Now they'll be looking to make it a 2-score advantage here on the road.
And you know they spent all week in practice, in meetings, talking about taking an early advantage. Being the road team, going up the score, that takes the crowd out of the game and puts some doubt in the minds of their opponents.
Now he dumps this off over the middle. Call it a pickup of 7, and it'll bring up a 2nd down.
Hey, 0.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Wilson Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. Joey Bosa just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7. An extra defensive back on the field for the Chargers now on 3rd down.
Alert, alert, alert.
Wilson after the play fake to Carson. They'll roll him out right. Open man is Metcalf. He's got it. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. He had the touchdown on the opening drive. Now he's got a 1st down.
14.
Now the former Notre Damer. This is C.J. Procise. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On 2nd and 9, Wilson. He'll find Metcalf. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this 1st quarter. After 7-0 on EA Sports. So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 46. Wilson turns and gives to Procise. He'll get only a couple down to the 44.
Well, he's looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it. So those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Throwing is Wilson. Buying time to his left. And he's brought to the ground with another 1st down at the Chargers' 34-yard line.
Certainly making his presence felt in both the pass and the run game. He's having an impact.
Yeah, and his first carry of the game right there, he had hurt him with his arm. Now he's showing that he can shuffle the puppies as well. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. This is Carson. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. Carson, who was a 1,000-yard rusher a season ago, has picked up the pace this year after a slow start. 3 straight 100-yard games. Most recently, Week 6, 124 yards and the game-winning score in the 4-point win over Cleveland on the road. Now this one to his running back out of the backfield. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. And he's brought to the ground with another 1st down at the Chargers' 17-yard line. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Under 10, under 10, 10. Check 3, check 3, check 3. One time. Push left.
On 2nd and 2, Wilson, and down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14. That's Thomas Davis on the sack. Came in the league way back in 2005. Now Wilson running left on the option. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. DK Metcalf with his 2nd touchdown here in this 1st half. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. Extra point up and through by Myers. And that'll make the score 14-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at at their own 19-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12
and nowhere to get away. Rivers is dropped. Unable to stop KJ right there as he slips by for the sack.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
2nd and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack.
Watch the ship. Watch the ship. Hey, watch the ship. Red Delta!
To throw, Rivers. And he fires one incomplete. He was looking for the tight end, Lance Kendricks, there. But now it's 3rd down.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the 2nd quarter, a lot of time to change things. 3rd and long for Rivers. Rolling to his right. Trying to force it to Allen, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 29. And they'll have the ball set up in the red zone at the 16-yard line.
Keep doing that.
Coming up at halftime in a little less than 2 minutes, we'll send you to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman is standing by. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
2nd and 7 at the 13-yard line.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Now it's Carson. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. A 13-yard touchdown run. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further.
And while no one on the offensive line will get the 6 points next to their name, they should be credited with this one. Tremendous blocking to get the runner into the end zone.
Myers connects on the PAT, and it's now 21-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
Cut. Check 26, check room. Shit. Hey, go orange.
On 2nd down, it's Gordon. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
X3, 218, chop.
Play fake to Gordon. Now Rivers. Got a man. It's complete. Williams. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route.
Alert 3.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. The job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for 3rd down.
He was brought down by Ezekiel Ansah. 13 yards on the play.
And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. And now they'll take a timeout defensively. After the second down play, they burn the timeout, making him sweat out the final few ticks here in the second quarter. And that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice. An ambitious effort, but it's well short. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. The Seahawks with the advantage, and they get the football first as the second half is underway. This is taken at the 3.
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And the ledger for them so far looks pretty good, doesn't it?
It certainly does. Touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. Not sure it can be much better than that. They've got to feel very good about the groove that they're in at this stage of the game.
Throwing now, Wilson on 1st down. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. And he'll get nothing out of that one. No gain there on the completion, 2nd and 10. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. Wilson going to hand it to Procise. 9 yards on the pickup there as they'll be left with 3rd and 1.
You know how we get focused at end of the half and into the game situations about how much time's on the board and, you know, what you need to do? Sometimes you don't even have to worry about that. That's just smart football. You know, that kind of a lead, staying in bounds, it burns clock, even in a situation that we're not really focused on it.
The rushing numbers for Wilson may be down from earlier in his career, but he's still a threat to go, showing it there, picking up the 1st down. So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 46. Now a give right side. It's Carson. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a 1st.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop him.
I got you, son. Got it. Deuce. It's free. Whip. Watch the whip. Check 99.
They run it with Carson. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
They went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Yeah, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
Mike, 49. Watch the run.
Off the play fake. Here's Wilson. Steps away. Completes it to Dixon. And they'll get this down to the 10. It's a 1st down on a gain of 10.
On any given pass play, you never know exactly where your exit points are going to be. On this play, he was flushed to his left, still on the run, able to accurately throw the football for a nice 1st down.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. He'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and goal. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. It goes as a loss of 6. And now third down.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
Well, they've been so good on third down all day long. Can they convert another here on third and goal? And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Jatavis Brown. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, we got a second. Let's look ahead to Week 7 and what's on the slate. Things start out Thursday night. Kansas City at Denver, divisional battle.
Suddenly an interesting game. Kansas City having lost their last two, and Denver now playing defense as we expected. But how about the NFL 100 game of the week? Oakland at Green Bay, a rematch of Super Bowl II.
Also have New Orleans at Chicago and Philly visiting Dallas on Sunday night.
That is a huge win in the NFC East.
Yeah, both teams 3-3. The winner will have the lead in that division. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off by Brad McDougal. Allen, the intended receiver.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
On first down, Carson. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. It's a 6-yard loss on the play. And it'll make this a second and long.
You can't block me. You can look. Hey, check 24. Check 24.
Here's Wilson. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off near the 34. And he'll bring this all the way up to the 45-yard line. Well, they needed a break. They needed to make a play here in the third quarter. Defensively, they did that. Now they got to go quickly and get some points on the board.
And the best part is that they made their own break. Taking the ball away. Now they just look at their offense and saying, guys,
let's go.
Come on, capitalize on this one.
This is Gordon. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 14.
Black 15. I got you, boy. Red.
Rivers. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up third down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
Hey, Steve 6. Mike's 50. Come on, boy.
Rivers now. For Keenan Allen, that's complete. And he can only manage to get this to the 45-yard line. Well short of the first. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down. Here's Ty Long now as he's on to punt for L.A. Back now at Dignity Health Sports Park in Carson. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. They're already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down.
You got 3 down. Mike 50.
The Chargers go here. It's Rivers. And it's complete. Henry, 18 big yards on that one, and a Charger first. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
Now Gordon on first down. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. In on the stop, it was the UCF product, Shaquem Griffin.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
They keep it on the ground. Again, Gordon. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. Seems pretty obvious defensively. A key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back, those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
On 3rd down, this is Melvin Gordon. Gordon loses the football. It's loose. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Had a bit of a lane there, took advantage of it. Give them 7 there on the 1st down carry. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3.
I'm coming after you. Hold up. Move complete. Sponge. Good job right there. Good touch.
This time Wilson will throw. And he'll lay out and pull it in. What a diving catch there. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
Well, partner, when you ask anyone other than your QB to throw the ball, you must have a lot of confidence, or you think you're really going to fake them out, and it looks like they did exactly that.
Yeah, going deep in the playbook, and a great grab on the other end. Play action. It's Wilson. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Uchenna Nwosu came in there hard on the blitz and got him down 9 yards behind the line of scrimmage. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Now a give right side. It's Carson. He'll get about 3 as he's brought down right around the 42.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they won't put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
He wasn't ready.
The Seahawks on 3rd down. They've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 15.
Play out.
From the gun, it's Wilson. Dancing to his left. And that is incomplete. Now here's Michael Dixon. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. This one will sail out of bounds. It'll depend on the spot here. And the side judge says that went out at the 7-yard line. And for an offense that is struggling, this is not where you want to start from. Great punt.
Fantastic punt. And for all those who wonder, what do punters do during the course of practice each and every day? The best ones do what we just saw there. Work on positioning the football and helping their team.
Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Rivers. They will find Davis. That's complete. And he'll be brought down, it looks like, right at the 15.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure. The backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
Greystone, travel. Safety's creeping. Left to right.
They'll run for it. It's Gordon. And he will have a first down at about the 21-yard line. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on fourth. On play action, Rivers. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Now, the Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in the fourth. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Here we go, here we go. Hey, go orange. Orange.
Now Rivers going to give it off to Gordon. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. It'll wind up being a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd and 12. Rivers. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe you can expect more passes like that downfield. On 3rd down, Rivers. And he's got a man open. That's Allen. Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 14 seconds to go in the game. Rivers now just 6 of 15 through the air. Not good, but 1st and 10 here. Play fake. Rivers. Complete. Hunter Henry with a grab. 20. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. And a timeout comes in. The whistles blow with 3 seconds remaining. So out comes the field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. From the left hash, this from 34. And a timeout comes in. The whistles blow with 3 seconds remaining. So out comes the field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. From the left hash, this from 34. And his kick here is good. And the deficit drops now from 21 down to 18. Well, this one provided some good drama down to the very end. That last kickoff return, for a moment, thought he might break it, but in the end, they get the tackle and stop the drama.
You were starting to have more fun, weren't you?
Well, I was starting to stand up.
Yeah, you were into that one. Who knew? We thought maybe they might get that miracle finish that they were looking for. Didn't quite get it done.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. From Southern California, so long, everybody.